This is
Up
for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friends Tracy.
Hi.
Hi. And Kim.
Hello.
Hello. Today on Up for Grabs, we need to talk, girls, as mothers of men. We need to talk about the Manosphere. Tracy, I think it might have been you that even let me know that there was a Manosphere for me to even know about.
Correct.
And it was a documentary on Netflix called Inside the Manosphere. And it was a man, Louis Theroux? I didn't know him, but
he's done a series of documentaries.
I've seen him on other documentaries. I didn't think I knew him, but I have seen him. I couldn't tell you what, but he was familiar to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you made it seem, he seemed like he was known to the people that
Yes.
he was going.
He's a known documentarian.
Good.
And he does a good job of getting behind the scenes and then disappearing so that he can kind of really see what's happening.
To get the real story?
Yes.
Yes, he did that several times. So let's talk about this. It's called Inside the Manosphere, and it was made in 2026, so it's very new, and it's Louis Theroux, and it's on Netflix. And basically, I didn't know what the Manosphere was. I didn't know what that term meant. I knew it probably wasn't good, but I didn't know exactly.
Well, it depends on who you ask, but...
Well, that's true. Because basically for this documentary, what he did was he picked like 4 or 5 influencers, and they have different amounts of followers on like Instagram, TikTok. Those were two of the main ones.
Just, all of them.
Maybe, yeah. And followed them for a day or so or a week or so just to see what they were like in real life.
Yes. If what they portrayed, their image as an influencer, how similar that was to their real life persona.
And basically, what I understood the Manosphere to be, correct me if I'm wrong, or what your take on it was basically guys that go online and are hyper, kind of basic toxic masculinity. Like
Yes.
They're to the most degree about having a lot of money and being obnoxious about it, about having a lot of women and being obnoxious about it, and being fit. Not all of them were super fit, but some fitness had something to do with their business model in order to make money.
Like fast cars, fast women, that's what they were wanting.
And I was like, they all seemed like the bad guys on all the 80s rom-coms.
Yes. That's how we saw them. But all of their male followers see them differently.
Now, let's talk about that. Do you think... Okay, so let's talk about the first guy first, and we'll kind of get into it. But the first man that he went to see was in Spain, and I believe he was from England, but his name was Harrison Sullivan, but he was known as... And I'm like, okay, how is this supposed to be manually? His handle was HS Tiki Taki.
I know, absolutely ridiculous.
I was like, well, that's that's manly.
And he was in Spain because he was running from the law.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part.
Traffic, whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, did he have some sort
He had
of
hit and run or something?
That's too bad. Well, lucky Spain.
Yeah.
So he shows up at HST Taki's house, and he's like this 23-year-old kid
Yeah.
in a very nice setup.
Yes. They rent...
Yeah, I think a lot of it's a facade.
It's like Airbnbs or
Yes.
whatever that are expensive, though, for a day or for a week, and they do a lot of their shooting there, and everyone assumes, or they say, that is their home.
Well, and that's just... So he particularly... My impression of him and most of the other guys were, they're not dumb.
No.
No, they know the media realm.
they're savvy in
of content creating,
and everything's content.
Everything
is up for grabs.
It is,
as far as what they will use.
Mm-hmm. In fact, Louis, God love him, goes into the house and I thought it was really fun that because he's like the opposite of toxic man. He's
nerdy,
just kind of a good guy, just doing good things.
He doesn't care if you like him or not. That's just laid back, easy.
Yeah.
And he's not confrontational. He just asks questions in a really calm way. But when asking HS Tiki-Taki the question, he gets immediately ruffled. Like, immediately. Yep. He's like, I know what you're trying to do. Like, very, very insecure. Like, they weren't
was very surprising for as macho as he claimed he was.
I just think he was very afraid that he would be shown in a different light. Well, and that could ruin his
Don't have
gig.
Louis into your house. I mean, what did he think?
Well, here's my thing. Would it have ruined... the thing that he thinks is going to ruin him might show him to be a good person. Because what I was going to say is, like, I didn't find him... I thought, wow, he's well-spoken. He's articulate. He seems... I mean, on the outside, he seems to be financially stable. Maybe the way he's getting that money isn't on the up and up, but he's smart enough to figure out how to make ends meet.
Right.
He's probably not as rich as he's portraying himself, but he's making a living.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money as an influencer.
Well, this is
a lot,
and that's great. But I guess my thing was, let's influence in a different way. Because let's talk about HS. He has it said 500,000 followers, and from what I could tell, that's mainly like what? What do you think the average age of his follower is?
Like 16 to
probably,
25.
Yeah, I was going to say 13 to 20. I don't know.
I mean, I don't. Yeah,
I don't think
young.
That's the problem. Is they are getting them young, and these young kids are thinking that is what makes you a man.
Yes.
They are being influenced to think that is what manliness is. And we have a generation, and I'm not talking everyone before anyone gets their feelings hurt, of males that do not know how to interact with females in a way that the females are accepting of it, I guess.
And they don't have a way to interact with each other.
Or each other, yeah, because they're all home. I never heard until like 2 years ago the word incels.
Me neither.
The only place I'd heard it was, what's that one show where they solve crimes and I thought an incel, according to them, like they were like FBI special people and they go on this plane. I don't know what the show is, but like whoever they're looking for, this serial killer, they would say the incel is blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I wonder what that's an acronym for, or trying to figure it out. And it is literally involuntarily celibate is what incel stands for.
I didn't know that's what it stood for.
Mm-hmm. And it is these men that are in their basements playing video games and watching these influencers, and they don't know how to interact, and they don't necessarily want to. They
don't want to. Yeah,
satisfied from things on the internet or that they pay for or whatever. And they could take care of those things virtually. And
kind of a parasocial relationship.
Yeah.
Ew.
And so some of them think and that's just how they're going. And they don't, there's not a respect for women.
No, I was going to say that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
They're just in love with their own masculinity and their own macho, what they consider to be macho.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with when Louis went in with HS, the thing right off the bat, the kid said something derogatory about women, maybe like OnlyFans girls, that he somehow made money off of them. I think he managed them in some way.
He manages them, so he's getting a percentage of a lot of money they're making.
Correct. And the first thing out of his mouth was how much he didn't respect that. and how he, didn't like those women. They were gross.
They were gross. His daughter he would never allow his daughter to do it.
But he will make money off of them.
Yes.
So,
yes. And he also, like, right off the bat, I don't know what was said, but he said something like, "Oh, my mom would be so disappointed if she heard that," or something like that. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. He's concerned with what his mom thinks about him. Mm-hmm. But
he's influencing everyone else's sons
to be jerks.
Yes.
Yeah, that blew my mind. And then I was trying to figure out, so they show, like, here's all these different ways you can make money. And they, like, this particular influencer would sell his business services, like in investment or something like that. Because I remember in the thing, if you recall, Louis gave his investment business 500 pounds or something.
Yeah. And
by the time the documentary was done filming, he had lost all his money following his investment advice. So some of his followers have to be older than 13 if they have money to give to this guy.
But a lot of them have accounts on their phones. So they may be lying about something. I don't know. But they're, like in college, a lot of people are doing day trading. And so they would follow the advice of this guy for their day trading stuff.
One thing I thought was interesting about this guy, Louis in the documentary was noting that he was getting kind of upset with him because he was showing different sides of how he creates his content. And there was one scene where they filmed beating up a man because they thought that he was a predator or something. Like that was one of their schemes for content.
Do, like, what was that, Chris, that To Catch a Predator?
Yeah.
They kind of go along.
They bait
them into it.
Yeah.
And then film them.
But it's just content. I
Yes.
mean, that's all. I don't think they think that maybe he even did anything wrong or even was a predator, but it's a good way for them. It's content creation. That's all.
And that's
it is.
all that matters. Because that was what Louis said. Louis said, like, I walked away and was watching it live on my phone. If you remember that. And he's like, wait a minute. They're beating this man up. They are assaulting this man on live.
Yeah.
And when he went and kind of confronted HS about it, he was quick. He's like, he knows the law. And he's like, that didn't go the way I wanted it. That was wrong. He totally distanced himself, but he was super happy. And the other thing was he hated Louis. And remember, he's like all of a sudden had to go out of town.
Yes. And I'm sorry, we're just going to have to wrap it up. I hope you got enough material, but that's all I got for you.
And then Louis goes on to the next, I almost said douchebag, but we wouldn't say that on this show, his family show, to the next influencer. And lo and behold, a week later, HS figures out Louis was good for clicks. Louis was filming him for a documentary, but he was filming Louis filming a documentary about him.
And then they cut it apart to make it look like, it was so ridiculous.
How they manipulate it.
So when he realized he could get money off of him, he welcomed him back to Spain. If you recall, he was quick to have him back.
What about the one time when Louis comes in for the day? I think it was when he came back after being dismissed, and the guy was looking at something on his phone, and he's like, you want to check this out? And he kind of puts his phone towards Louis, and he says it's some random girl that he doesn't know that wanted to give him a BJ in the bathroom the day before, and wanted him to film so that she could be on his page. That's what he said. And it's probably true.
It is probably true.
Because he is considered
a great catch.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know. But then there he was showing him that, and Louis looked for a sec, like, what am I looking at? And he's like, oh,
he looked like he was going to throw up.
Yeah,
yeah, and I don't blame him.
And he said, and she knew you were filming, and he said she asked me to.
Which doesn't make it okay either.
It doesn't, and sadly, she's making money off of it too. I mean,
is she?
She probably puts it on her channel.
She probably puts it on her OnlyFans. I mean, that's what. Yeah.
Well, another thing, I don't know if it was with. So let's move on to the next guy. The next guy reminded me of a character on Parks and Rec, and I can't remember his name. Oh, Dennis Feinstein, that guy that is the perfume guy that's just super over the top and awful. This guy goes by Myron Gaines.
Was he the one from Texas, or the one that...
He was the one that loves one-way monogamy, which is super fun when it's going your way. But he's the one that had a really popular podcast, I believe.
Was he the African American or the other guy? He was.
I think he was African American.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the wife at the big house, but not near. He had a separate apartment downtown.
He was my absolute least favorite of the three that he interviewed.
His wife and kids lived elsewhere.
Yep. Oh,
and his girlfriend was on set when Louis showed up. And when Louis started talking to her and asking her questions, he could not have looked more terrified.
And then she was scared of him.
Yeah, the way they were standing next to each other, and he'd be like, "So how do you feel about the one-way monogamy?" And the look on they know. And he's like, "Oh, she's really good with it. She knows all about this. She loves it."
Jinx.
And she just had this look on her face like,
not my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "Well, gosh, I really wish it wasn't that way, but it is, and he treats me so well that..." I'm like, that's the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
She's taken care of financially, and that's for whatever reason that's enough for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Myron Gaines has a very popular podcast, and I forget what it's called. Why can't I think of what it's called? I thought I wrote it down, but I felt as though...
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, that was the one where they were making fun of that girl for being fat or something.
Yeah.
So he has a bunch of other influencers on.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is just to basically tear them down.
It's called Fresh and Fit, which really, and the whole podcast was just to embarrass the female guests, and they used him for clout and followers, and he
vice versa.
had them on, and just to their face were so gross and disrespectful. And they just kind of sat there and I was like, oh my God. But Myron had what was my favorite quote from the documentary. And if you don't remember, I'd be happy to tell you. His quote for the young men, his following, was to, quote, "Shut up and nut up." Be a man.
Isn't that what like Snoop Dogg says on one of his songs?
I don't know.
Only you would know that.
I think so. I think that might be a line.
So yes, that's what he's imploring his young fans to do. Was he the one that the kids saw them on the street when they were walking to get like coffee or something? There was one of the influencers
the first one had a bunch of people. I think they were plants. I really do. I think that they were people that they planted to like go up to him and like, "Oh, I look up to him, and can I have your..." Yeah.
Well, the greatest part was then Louis standing there looking like the great guy that he is, be like, "Why don't you, in these, like we're 15, 16, why don't you tell me exactly how he's changed your life? What is it about him that has inspired you?" And the kids, and the guy looks terrified, the influencer, and the kid starts talking, and it makes nothing.
Yeah.
There's no substance, just like there's no substance in the content.
No.
He doesn't know why
he's really great. He's smart. He's fun. He's,
Yeah.
Some of these grown men, if you recall, two of the different grown men, and I forget which influencer they were fawning over, it might have been this Myron guy, said that he changed their lives. And then come to find out, I mean, these guys were in their early 20s. He was living in his car, and he was just following Myron's no way you can fail scheme, and he was failing miserably, yet he wouldn't admit it, and he was saying that he was going to shut up and nut up, and I was like, oh, how embarrassing for them to have that forever on a documentary that people can see. Yeah, but here's my thing with him, and it's the same with HS.
Tiki-taki.
Mr. Tiki-Taki, as I like to call him. I felt like they were smart enough that they obviously didn't believe what they were saying.
Oh, thank you that you said that, because that is exactly what I saw. They're douches, don't get me wrong, but
they know.
They're little punks that are hiding behind this persona that they know is going to make them money.
And that's all that matters.
And that's all that
They
matters.
figured out the money formula.
And
it's at the expense of all these men,
of a whole generation of
youth.
kid on the internet.
it doesn't matter what kind of harm you're causing, and you don't even need to believe what you're saying. But, and I'm not giving them any credit. I guarantee that they're like that in real life.
No, I'm sure they're
But
horrible.
they're hiding behind a persona that's not
Correct.
That's not real.
And that, I think that might even be sadder than if they really truly
know.
believed what they were saying.
They're frauds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
Like the Wizard of Oz come out from behind the curtain.
They're that's what I thought the whole time I watched it. I thought they are such frauds. They're weak little men that, I just...
And it hit me more with that Myron guy than anybody else. I was like, I could almost see embarrassment flashing on his face when he had to stick with the persona and answer the questions the way he thought he had to
Right.
instead of just being, hey, I'm just out here to make a buck. If these kids want to believe this, then that's not my...
It's on them.
Yeah. And even though that's not true, I could tell that's exactly the way he felt.
Yeah.
The other man, the one that I thought was most convincing in his role.
I think maybe probably
there was one guy that I was like, okay, I think he believes this. Was that Justin Waller?
Yes.
He was from Louisiana and he was poor and blah blah. But he was
terrible home life, and
he made a big deal about showing Louis his car, and Louis like, well, that's great, like he was so bro, it hurt, and I was like, and he was the one that was he the one that had also the one-way monogamy, and then he let him come and see he actually had a wife and kids.
And she was like saying, did she say she packed us condoms or something?
I hope so.
To make sure that,
he
was fine, like that he's safe and all that stuff. So when he goes and does his stuff, she doesn't need to know anything about it. They don't need to talk about it. She just knows that's going to happen. But he comes home to her.
Lucky her.
And he takes care of her, and he takes care of their kids.
He was the one that I thought, okay, he kind of, I don't think he's pretending. I think he really honestly believes all of it.
Yeah.
He kind of reminded me of like a John Cena. Like if John Cena was playing a character of a guy that was awful to women.
Right.
It was him.
Are we throwing in the Tate brothers, or did you have more on that? I'm sorry. I need for you to educate me and
on the Tate
much.
brothers.
Kim knows more.
I don't know much either. I guess I'm just assuming the Tate brothers are like these men on the Manosphere. Did the Tate brothers have like a podcast? Did they have like how were they influencing?
I don't know, but they had to have had a podcast or something, because they kind of influenced these influencers.
Yes.
Right. They're kind of their heroes.
Yeah, they're like the granddaddy of this.
Well,
movement.
they saw the Tate brothers' business model,
and I'm not sure they're one or two of them sexual assault. Like they're pending trials. I don't know if anything's ever. I don't even want to Google it. I mean, they're gross, but they weasel their way into political events, to you name it. They're there. They hung with the rich and famous for quite some time until it wasn't good to be around them.
They were out of America. They were in Europe because they were wanted on charges here. And then I don't know if it was Santos or Trump who said that they could come to Florida. You're welcome here. And I was like, okay, what? Yeah. So they were kind of exiled themselves over there, and then came back because come on back.
Because we need you.
Yeah.
We need more
So
of you
a lot
here.
of it is just bizarre.
So they kind of are the prototypes of what these guys are preaching.
Well, I didn't realize, because first of all, before we started this, when you said the Tate brothers, I didn't know there were brothers. I thought it was just Andrew Tate. I thought there was just one Tate.
I think he's the one that's been more in the one you see the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my limited knowledge of him, I felt like he was way more political, because I kind of felt like he was in the same sphere as Charlie Kirk. Is that wrong? Did people talk about Charlie Kirk the same way would he be in that conversation?
I don't
Was he political?
I think so.
I don't know if I think that he tried to insert himself politically.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was taken as seriously in
Well, if
that
the president's
realm.
pardoning him, he is a little bit political.
Well, I think the president loved him because the Tate brothers would go on and on with their love of Trump.
Yeah.
And they donated to his campaign. And you donate to Trump, you're going to be,
I guess.
put on a pedestal.
So I misunderstood it because I wasn't going to.
Yeah, I don't think that religion was their.
I don't think so either.
I think it was more, honestly, the Manosphere stuff.
Yeah, they were players.
I mean, that,
Players.
men are up here and women are down here, and your wife stays at home, and you can do whatever you want, and yeah.
And it kind of all goes to that trad wife thing, which, if you didn't know, Rachel, I know you don't know what things mean.
I don't.
For traditional wife is what that means. So
Kind of like me?
No.
What are we talking
No.
here?
They want them home cooking, not going out and you don't need to go out into the world and do anything on your own. You just stay home.
Women
and
just don't have a place
get
in
the
that.
eggs from the chickens and
Is this kind of like the whole Mike Pence thing where he said he doesn't talk to women when his wife's not around? Remember? And
mother? He calls her mother.
Oh, good
yeah.
God, there's no issues there.
Well, the kicker, the NFL kicker that spoke at one of the
Butker,
graduation. I mean, I'm sure his wife's
She's a trad wife.
She's a trad wife and proud. I mean, she claims she's proud of it, and that I think that was the first time I'd ever really heard the term or knew exactly that.
He was saying, you can be successful doing that too. I'm not saying you can't, but I don't think it's for as many people as they are trying to portray it.
Yeah.
And I felt like for the women, not just with them, but all the women that were close to the different influencers, and I use that loosely on this Manosphere documentary, I get that they wanted to feel safe, not physically safe, but just safe monetarily. Like they wanted, I understand the want of feeling secure, but I guess they're just sacrificing everything else just to feel that. Like it made me sad to think that they thought in order to feel safe, this was as good as it was going to get. Like all the sacrifices that they had to, and things they had to look away from.
Yeah. I mean, you can, yeah.
Because there's no way someone would think, you know what, it's totally worth it. I feel really validated and 100% a person with this guy.
Yeah.
Because they hated them.
Yes.
The last guy that the man Louis followed in the documentary, his name was my favorite. It was Sneeko. You remember Sneeko?
I don't remember Sneeko.
He was another. You know what? He was a smart kid.
See, I only watched, it was an hour and a half documentary.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember.
Sneeko was at the end. And he started out more Manosphere-y, but he got banned on like every single platform.
Yeah.
And so he kind of rebranded, and because he was all hate speech up before that. And all of his hate speech got him banned. So then he's like, uh-oh, I'm banned from all the platforms. I better rebrand. He became Islam. That's what they said. He converted to Islam, and now he's back on Twitter, but instead of hate speech, he is now going for conspiracy theories and anti-Semitic things, which for some reason is okay on Twitter. But he rebranded and only has hate speech for Jewish people, which I guess is okay on Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah, he's cleaned up. But he was another one that young boys, they were on the streets of New York or wherever the hell he is, and a mob of kids, and maybe they were placed there, maybe not, recognized him, wanted to talk to him, get their pictures taken with him, and Louis couldn't wait to hear why this man was their idol, which really kind of, and I was kind of disappointed in the documentary in that it didn't explore beyond that. It showed you the fakeness of the internet, which I feel like we all know, but maybe 13, 14, 15-year-old boys don't know.
They go to them. Their brains aren't developed. They are easily influenced. He did touch on, and I didn't think he touched on it enough, the backgrounds of these guys and the home lives and the way that they saw women as they grew up. And, you know, which one had their mom there and completely changed his entire demeanor when she was around?
Yeah.
Mr. Tiki-Taki's mom came on the scene. Yeah.
I think was he Hispanic, or he kind of appeared that way to me.
Maybe.
But, you know, tradition, it just seemed like it was a traditional honor your mother kind of thing. But online, that is not what he was portraying.
Yeah.
There was no honoring women.
But you know what? He must give her money. Like maybe, you know, help her live.
Of course.
Or she's just not.
No, she knew.
Yeah.
But you could tell
But she liked to act like she didn't approve of it.
Yes.
Because it makes her look less gross.
Correct. Yeah. But yeah, you could tell she was profiting from it some way because she wasn't going off. Like she kind of admonished him, but not really.
Yeah.
It was very.
Yeah.
No, but I was wondering, because what are these boys learning? Like, I would love to have a deep dive, maybe not just into the influencers themselves, which showed that things are just not what they seem ever, and especially on the internet. But, you know, how is this affecting this generation of boys?
I think we have taken a 2-decade backslide, at least 2 decades, maybe 3. And everything, you know, all the gains that were made to make things more equal, they are being reversed.
Yes.
It is, and it's going to take a lot of work to get it back once there's a different leadership.
Gosh, you could be a politician. Just
Thank
say
you.
it. Yeah. You're right. It has gone. It is actually surprised me how fast things could be taken back for as long as it took to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just took one guy saying, you know what? No. And then everyone's like, okay.
Okay, easily, you know, because they are seeing that women are saying, I don't need you. I can work. I can have a job. And then they're like, you need me to have a baby. And these women are going, I don't want to have a baby.
What baby?
Why do I want to have a baby? This world is crack. You know, like crack is whack, Whitney.
Oh my God. Was that your Whitney Houston?
I know. I just said it. It was.
Oh, I thought maybe that was what Bobby Brown said.
Is much better than that.
Sorry.
I just think that young age too, whether or not they truly believe that or want to believe that, I think most of the time when young kids they're trying to emulate them and thinking, this is how I'm going to make money. This is how I'm going to, like you said, the incels, like hide in my basement and online all day and try to create content and I think that, you know, out of so many influencers, who's really making, you know, it's a dime a dozen.
Right.
I know it doesn't seem like that. It seems like anybody that in that realm, I think those guys, I don't think that they're near. I mean, obviously they have money and I think they're doing well, but I don't think they're near. I'm sure that there's not near as much money coming in as they claim.
Right.
That there is, but.
Well, I just have a real concern. And I mean, I suddenly sound like, you know, the old lady that said video games are bad. No, but I got thinking about it. I'm like, the more you see stuff online and for the amount of hours adults and children stay online, when you see something over and over, if your algorithm is the Manosphere and you sit for hours a day letting those things
like
just pop up,
it's just gonna
You think that becomes your reality because that's all you see.
Yeah.
and you think everyone agrees with it and
you
thinks
don't
that
see the
way.
other side.
No, you're brainwashed into it.
And I mean, you know, that you said the algorithm, your phone, your computer, once you start, it's going to feed you more of that. And if you like it, it'll feed you more of that. So you never see the other side. So to you, the other side doesn't exist. There's just one side.
And you feel validated, like it gives a
Absolutely. You feel like,
even if you didn't necessarily feel that way after watching it and seeing these good-looking, wonderful men with endless money and endless women tell you how, you know, being this particular way has worked out well for them, and if you're a real man, you'd act this way too. And that's what. Oh, my favorite other thing that they all said was that that's what secretly that's what the women want. Really, secretly. Is it because they've never said it? Because it's what they want. They want to be led.
Yeah.
Do they?
If you tell yourself enough lies, you believe it. It's just.
So kids, obviously, being super impressionable, if that's all you're watching for 5 hours a day after you get home from school, then yes, that is your world. And yes, you think everyone thinks that. And it seems logical and normal.
Right.
When before, I don't know. I did see something online. Ironic that I saw it online that said, and I don't know if we'll have to, Google this if it's true, but I swear I saw something that some person in power in Britain wants to do something about internet access for kids younger than a certain age. Like, I don't know if the person's idea was to somehow, based on your age, only give you X number of minutes or hours.
I just think they'll find a way around it. I don't know how you uncrack the egg or unring the bell, like unless what's his name, Elon, takes down the satellites that project the internet. Then I guess
does he own them?
He owns a lot of them.
Oh, great!
And he just keeps buying more of them.
Just like
those chain things that you see in the sky that I don't even believe any of this is real, by the way.
What chain things?
Well, they almost,
what are they called?
I don't know what they're called, but people looked at it as, are those like UFOs or those, but they're satellites and up, you can see them. They're visible.
They're visible. And I don't understand how
there's
they work.
no transparency with how much, like, I guess if you dug into it and you went to deep dive, you could probably find out everything. I don't feel like there's enough transparency with what he's building, with what's going on, with
nobody,
what it's doing to our environment.
Yeah, no one is monitoring him.
No one's monitoring him. It's just kind of a free fall because he's a billionaire.
Well, that kind of
he's
sounds
brilliant,
familiar.
and he's got a brilliant mind. So
nobody's monitoring.
I don't know. Like you look at the algorithm. What if that? What if that didn't exist? Like, what if we didn't have that technology? To where, like, when you're on TikTok and you like something and then boom, 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 boom. But that's how people make money. That's how brands get exposed. That's how it's like our world is so.
It's so capitalistic that it's ruining.
Yeah, it's ruining
the whole system.
Would we all be on board with giving up the internet if it meant
people weren't gross?
Those men and stuff didn't have it?
I mean, that's all. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, are we going to say, okay,
what?
We'll give it up to you then?
I think I could, because guess what? I'm old and I lived before the internet.
We have an advantage.
Yes.
Of
I know it can happen.
I say that, but my phone's in my hand. Wake up till bed.
And what's wrong with you?
I have an addiction to my phone.
Okay.
Well, I think we're cocky enough too to be like, we weren't exposed to that, so we didn't have the brain rot that's going on now, so we can look at it objectively.
Right.
But we're still highly, highly addicted to our phones, and I'm influenced by my phone. Absolutely, the things that I look at now. It might not be Manosphere. It might be what the latest person's telling me I need to go buy at Target.
Right.
But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the
money.
same thing. Yes.
Money makes the world.
Money driven. And to be quite honest, I think if somebody said we're done, it would be hard. Yes,
really?
I could do it.
I could do it, but it would be hard.
But it would be hard. I miss not having. I wish there was a world where that wasn't even.
Well, I kind of feel I would
bad
be
part of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I would be perfectly okay with it.
And you would, yeah.
I really would.
I think we're on all different levels. Like as far as knowing the ins and outs and knowing and being like knowing what's in that world.
Tracy
Tracy's
knows.
here, I'm here, and yeah, you're there. Like I know just enough, because if I knew more,
They can't see us, Kim.
I know. Oh yeah, I think Tracy's the most educated in that world.
I do too, but you're very knowledgeable as well.
Believe it or not, I do not have TikTok, and I won't. Because I know that, but I mean, Instagram's no different. They're all kind of different in their own way. But Instagram seems a little nicer. Like where you're a little
polite.
bit more.
Grandma's there. Yeah.
You're monitored, know.
I almost get aggravated when people our age are like, oh, I don't know how to do that stuff. Well, you're
figure it
56
out.
damn years old, and computers started when we were in 8th grade.
It's not hard. Yeah.
So,
MS-DOS, people.
thank you.
I would just say I would be perfectly okay. I know the technology of the internet makes life simpler, more at my fingertips. Like right now, like I don't have to own an Encyclopedia Britannica
Or an atlas.
or just
Well, you know what? We're supposed to, if you have an emergency kit in case everything goes down, you are supposed to have an atlas, a map, a road map, because we all use our online.
And wouldn't
our
it be
phones
fun if
for have to get
no
everywhere.
one knew how to get anywhere?
I mean, can you think back? I was telling Alex, I forget how it came up, but when I was a senior in high school, another girl was going to go to Ball State, and we were going to room together. And they gave us a day off school that we could go to the school and visit or whatever. When we got to Purdue, we knew we had not
Gone the wrong way?
gone the wrong way. Someone told me to go up 69 north,
And you
but
went
I think
65.
I saw the sign of 65 north, and I thought, well, that's probably what it was. I don't remember now. So I went up 65 north.
Oh, my
And we
God.
drove all the way to Purdue before I said, I don't think we're going to pass Ball State this way. We had to ask and cross over all these county roads to get over there. And it was like by the end of the school day by the time we got where we were going. But anyway.
You know what would have been helpful? Stopping by AAA and getting a triptych.
Oh, the triptychs.
They would have gotten you right along. Would have told you everything.
Our family didn't have them, but the people that did,
Oh,
fancy.
they were the ones
You had
that
to find
had
somebody
the
that had
good snacks
AAA
in their
members. Yeah.
cars,
Fancy.
and the drinks.
We
and
just
the
only went to
cold- oh.
Cincinnati, so we knew how to get there and get home.
That's
so
true.
we didn't
That is
need
the
any
truth. Same
triptych.
here.
Yeah.
we were pretty simple. Well, and that brings up, I mean, I could go into all of my fears about things, but I feel as though the technology has progressed quickly to the point that I am predicting a great reset. I truly think, and you can say I'm wearing a tinfoil hat and I'm absolutely bonkers, and I don't care. I
I'm
probably
bonkers
am
too. So
I absolutely think in my lifetime there will be a massive like blackout, no satellites, no internet, limited electricity for some
Kind of
time.
like how California has those rolling blackouts because of all they did. No, I mean,
And I
it's
just
bound
feel
to
like-
crash and burn at some point.
I feel like it's going to happen within our generation. That something like I feel like too many people,
you just can't keep running that fast
No.
and never stopping.
and I don't want to.
No, but I don't think we know how to stop.
So I don't want to be Little House on the Prairie, but I don't want to be this. So I want to be like the microwave and maybe the cordless phone. Can we go back to that? And just stop technology
Can
there?
I have a cell phone? It doesn't have to have
Ooh, Microsoft Word too. I do
It
like
doesn't-
Microsoft
yeah.
Word.
It
No
doesn't have to have
typewriters.
the internet. I just would like a cell phone.
Like a BlackBerry.
Yes.
Well, that's
that
just
one
my
of us called
problem.
BlackBerry?
So I
That's the only reason.
totally believe also tin hat. Like I got rid of my landline. I'm like this stuff's
don't have
going
one.
down. Who? How? Even if I had my landline, no one else has one.
I don't have one
There's no
either.
one else to call.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about that. I better go get a phone.
But no, nobody
Because I've got a number.
Who are you gonna call?
I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say Ghostbusters. Who are you gonna call? Yeah, I thought about that. I'm like, I got rid of my landline. Oh my god, I should probably get it back. And then I thought, oh my god, everyone got rid of their landline.
Yeah,
so
I
if this
paid
stuff
for it,
goes
but
down,
I don't have a phone. Because, they say it's cheaper if you get these 3. I'm like, okay, I don't know my phone number.
Okay, well, listen here, Up for Grabs fans. We need your help. I'm predicting the Great Reset. We've got people on the Manosphere just acting foolish, influencing generations of people. We all need to be actively being a good mentor to the younger kids.
Yes.
That
No
is
matter if
good
you
advice.
have younger kids or not, you see a younger kid, give them some wisdom and a little encouragement and hope for the
To
best.
treat everybody equally and fairly.
Yep.
Or you'll just be in your mom's basement until your mom figures out you're
Can you
you're
imagine
gone.
people referring to you as an incel now that you know what it stands for?
I thought it meant something to do with like terrorism,
like
yes.
a mole of some
Terrorism.
sort. Yeah.
Well, but the incels are the ones that are doing the terroristic things.
That does make sense. It adds up.
A lot of the school shooters, incels.
Yeah.
I think probably all of them, if you looked at it.
No, I agree.
Okay, well, incels beware. Wake up. Join us here in the real world. We're okay.
Well, I don't think we're are you throwing a threat down? Because I'm a little scared.
What?
I just said they're the school shooters, and you said incels beware. I'm like, what?
We're coming for you.
Yeah?
No, we're not. We're going to be kind to you, and maybe that's what you need. I don't know.
They need a hug. I'll give them a hug.
Come here, incels. We hug incels. That's our new slogan here at Up for Grabs. Oh, my God. Okay, thank you for joining us today on Up for Grabs. If you're in the Manosphere, get out. And if you have any other comments about the documentary, please let us know. We'll see you next time.